One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is Nikisha Bond, VP of Corporate Affairs over here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. We are so excited you decided to join us today. This is our weekly show that we have every Wednesday at 5 p.m. And we would love for you guys to join us and call in. I'm actually going to put the link in the chat. So if you have any questions, or maybe you just want to chit chat, or you want to tell me what's going on with your life, I would love to hear it. So I went ahead and put that in the chat. So feel free to go ahead and click on that link and I will bring you up. But until you guys decide to join us, let me tell you what's going on with the chamber. So if you guys are not on our social media page, you might not know that we have a business summit that's coming up. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, May 7th and May 8th of May, we're going to be having a 2-day business summit. If you want to get all of your business needs answered at once, this is the summit that you absolutely need to be a part of. There are going to be so many different trainings going on. We are even going to have someone from the California Treasury Department telling you where all the money in California is. So make sure that you scan that QR code or go to our website, www.blackchamberofcommerce.org, and sign up today. You do not want to miss that. And if you're saying to yourself, well, Nikisha, I'm not really into all of that businessy stuff. I want to kick it. I just want to chill. You need to join our golf classic that we're going to be having on Thursday, June 18th over there at the Rose Bowl. It's at the Brookside Golf Club. You will absolutely love it. I'm telling you, I went last year. I had so much fun. I didn't even golf. I was just driving around on the carts and having a good old time. So listen, make sure that you go to our website, click on events, see all the events that we have going on in the area, and make sure that you join us, because I can tell you that networking with the chamber will absolutely change your life and change your business. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about a couple things today, but what's really on my mind is investing in yourself. I'm just really big on this right now because I think sometimes as business owner and as people in general, we don't always think about ourselves first. And I got to tell you, my theory is I think you need to be selfish for the good of others, right? Not selfish just so you can have tons of things and so that you can just, fill to your heart's plenty. But no, be selfish for the good of others, because let me tell you what, when you take care of yourself first and you take care of all of your needs, then when you show up to a place, you are just happy to give. You're happy to be there. You're happy to share. You're happy to give what you have to give because you don't need anything from anybody else, right? You've already taken care of that because you were selfish. Right? My theory makes sense. Drop it in the comments if my theory makes sense. Okay. Even if you're watching on the replay, we would love to hear your feedback. Please go ahead and leave your comments in the comments for us. Hold on. All this talking makes my mouth all. Anyways, so make sure that you invest in yourself. So what are some of the things that we can do is investing in ourselves? Because investing doesn't always have to be money, right? Of course, we all love money, right? We all love when people give us money to invest in ourselves. But a lot of investment is really mental, right? What type of trainings are you going to? What type of networking events are you getting involved in? What type of things are you doing to just pour into yourself? And sometimes those things don't even have to be business related, because maybe that's not the thing that juices you up. You really got to find that thing that juices you up. And that's the part that you need to invest in for yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself as a business owner, nobody's going to come around and take care of you. Nobody checks on the strong. Are you okay? I'm checking on you. Are you okay? No, I'm really asking. Are you okay? Because I know the person listening to this is a super strong person and that everybody around you depends on you to have all of the answers. And maybe you don't. So are you okay? Leave it in the comments. I want to make sure you're okay. Because if we don't invest in ourselves, what ends up happening is that when people come around, we need them to do stuff for us because we haven't been pouring into ourselves. And what do they even say about sale? The first sale that you have to make is to yourself, is for yourself. You got to believe in you before you can believe in anything else that you're doing. You got to believe that what you're working on, what you got going on, is going to work. And a lot of that is investing back into yourself, right? Because then it becomes that sunk cost fallacy, right? If I keep pouring into myself and pouring into myself and pouring into myself, well, I might as well go all the way because I've sunk all of this money into it. That's how you should be feeling about yourself, right? You should pour so much into yourself, invest so much into yourself. Again, not as a selfish thing, because I know people can read that and think, well, you're just being selfish. You're just only taking care, you only care about yourself. And it's like, yes, but if I think about it, I'm the most important person in my reality, right? I mean, there's no one in your reality that's more important than you. You are the main character. Whether you want to play the main character or not, you guys know I don't have a problem playing the main character. Love it. But you are the main character. So as the main character is on a hero's journey, right? They're the protagonist or they're the antagonist. They're whatever they are, but they are the star. And that's where all of the lights go. That's where all of the camera time goes. That's where all the lines go. Why? Because we invest in the main character. And since you are the main character of your life, you really got to start investing in yourself on a very, very deep level. One of the ways you can do that, like I said, is you can come over to our business summit that we're going to be having on May 7th and 8th. Make sure that you click the link, scan the QR code, or go to www.blackchamberofcommerce.org, and that way you can find out more information. But make sure that you're really investing in yourself. And I love something like a summit or somewhere where you can get a lot of information at once, because it collapses timelines. When you can go to a place where you can learn about marketing, you can learn about AI, you can learn about access to money. We're going to have a great grants lady back. She hasn't been back for a couple of years. She's coming back this time. When you're able to get all of those things in one setting, you can accelerate your business, because now all of a sudden your mindset is filled. And not only is your mindset, but now your network is starting to be filled. Because what do we say? It's not just what you know, it's who you know. And in America, that's very, very true. It is about who you know. You do need to have someone who can, grease the wheels, who can get you into a place, who can open doors for you. And that's really what the chamber does. And that's what networking in general does. Networking in general means so that when you go places, you know people. For example, I went to the bank. I know one of the bankers here, and I was mentioning that, and they're like, oh, I know that person. And it's like me going to different summits and me going out to these different events means that when I'm going back into the community, I'm also networking with those people, you see? And it gives you that third-party credibility by having somebody that they know who knows you. So I'm just saying that is that you want to get out there and you want to invest in yourself in all sorts of different ways. And that's why I'm saying I'm giving you so many different examples, because I think we think investing is just money. And if I don't have the money, then I don't have it. But it's not just about money. It's about people that you know. It's about trust. It's about, longevity. It's about access. It's about information. It's about standards. It's about all sorts of things. And when you take it upon yourself to say, you know what, I'm really going to invest in myself, it makes you ask different questions, because now the question goes, if you're going to invest in yourself, what do you need to invest in? What's lacking? What areas do you need to firm up? What areas do you need to get stronger in? That's what it does. So you're really giving yourself kind of like an autopsy in a way, because you got to dig in there and figure out, what is it that I need to invest in myself? Where are the areas that I need to improve? And a lot of people are on an improvement journey, and I love that for you. And it's going to be a lifelong improvement, right? Your life really is going to turn into continuous improvement. You're always going to be getting better and better and better, and working harder, and not working harder and harder and harder, but getting smarter at what you're working at. Because I don't think you should have to work harder and harder and harder, right? You should get smarter so that you're making more efficient moves, right? Like when you first learn to swim, you're just all over the place. But then when you really get a technique, it's like swimming in the water, right? It's like dive your hands in. And these little micro things that you're kind of getting into make it so that you're moving like little seconds off the clock, which if you're consistently doing that over time, you're going to be so much better than the person next to you, because you are what? Investing in yourself. And so we need to look at ourselves as a continuous improvement project. You're never going to get there. There is no there, right? There is no there. I know we think there's a there, right? Because we have goals that say there, and we have places that we need to go that are there, and we have, strategies that are going to get us there. But there, it doesn't really exist, because guess what? Along the way, there is going to start to move, because you're going to get more information. You're going to get more access. You're going to get more ideas that you're going to want to go and start to play with. So then as you get closer and closer to that first goal, you have already in place put out tons and tons and tons of goals that are already past that. So you're going to continuously just be like, today I was here and now I'm going to the next one and the next and the next. And then when you look back, if you really think about it, do you tell more of the their stories or do you tell more of the journey stories? Because I can tell you, I hear much more of the journey stories than I ever hear of the their stories. I don't hear people say, you know what? I finally got to where I wanted to be income wise. I'm here and I'm great and everything is perfect. I never hear that from people. I only hear people like going to the next level. I'm pivoting. I'm changing. I'm reworking things. I'm reimagining things. So there's this constant need to continue to grow, to continue to move forward or to move in a different direction. And that's going to require you to have knowledge today that you didn't have yesterday. Excuse me, which means that you're going to have to invest in yourself so that you can be ready for tomorrow, right? Because today's thinking isn't going to solve tomorrow's problems. You got to get up to tomorrow. And that comes with investing in yourself. So I'm just saying that as you're going and you're investing your money in your savings and your 401k and all the things, don't forget to invest in yourself because you are your number one commodity. You are the main character. And we want that main character to have the best story, not just I'm out here and I'm trying to survive, but that you're having a great time because all you got is the journey. This is it. You're doing it. You're here. Congratulations. Welcome. I don't know if you knew that, but welcome. The journey is the goal. The goal is the journey. The journey is everything. That's what it is. So when you're constantly investing in yourself and you're constantly getting better and you're constantly going on this journey, you realize that it's a ride. When you get on the roller coaster, do you want it to be over? No, you want to be on the ride. You want the ups, you want the downs. And I know that we think that we don't, but think about it this way. Really, really think about it. Imagine that everything you ever wanted was just here right now. And you didn't have to want or think or desire anything else. Everything was just here. You just had it. That's low-key kind of boring. It's low-key kind of boring. Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Tell me. It's low-key kind of boring. If you just had everything that you could think of. So when you think of it that way, that we actually wouldn't want to live a life where we have everything that we can think of, or we just live in heaven, right? And boom, you just have everything that you can think of. So if we want to live, so we're here and we want to live this life and we want to enjoy it. What is it that we're trying to enjoy? We're not trying to enjoy the there journey. We're not trying to enjoy the there. We're trying to enjoy the journey. We're trying to make the journey fun. We're trying to go up. We like to go up on the roller coaster and down. And we like to go up and over here and swirling around. We like to do all of those things. And guess what? When we get off that roller coaster, what do we want to do? We want to get right back on and get on another one. That's life. And that's why it's so important for you to invest in yourself, because that investment is what's going to make the journey the fun part. And when the journey becomes the fun part, all of a sudden you see things totally differently, right? You're not just working towards one particular goal. You're working towards a lifetime of a legacy. Bigger play, right? And I understand that for most people, every day is about, I got to get this next dollar. I got to get this next client. I got to make this work. I got to pay this bill. I got to do this. I got to. And then we forget the journey along the way. And we forgot the investment in ourselves and our visions and our dreams. So I'm just reminding you today that you really do need to think about how you want to invest in yourself. What are the best ways that you can utilize the resources that you have today so that you can enjoy the journey tomorrow? Because you're not going to get there. I wish there was a there. I don't know. Maybe I don't wish there wasn't there. I actually low-key kind of do like the journey. Drop it in the comments if you're more of a there person or you're a journey person, because I'd like to see if anybody's ever gotten there and been completely satisfied. Because I can tell you that every single there goal that I've ever made, when I got there, I was not nearly as excited as I thought I would be. Not nearly as excited as I was a year ago when I had made that there journey. When I got there, it was like, man, I'm so far past here now that I got these journeys way over here that I got to go after. So when I realized that, man, life is the journey. The there is not what makes you happy. It's the journey. That made me realize, I need to invest in myself. I need to make sure that I'm pouring into myself so that I can enjoy the their journey, so that the their journey doesn't make me feel so anxious and I'm not scared all the time and freaked out only to one day die and realize that I ever even enjoy life. I know that's deep stuff, and maybe you didn't want to go all that deep, but I took you there anyway. So drop it in the comment. Are you a there person? Are you a journey person? Or are you trying to be a journey person on the there journey? It doesn't matter. Drop what did you think in the comments. Also, in the comments, I did put the link. So if you want to join me live, if you have some thoughts about the journey versus the destination, leave it in the comments or join me live and we can talk about it. Listen, I am happy to be proven wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've seen life for these last 40 something years the wrong way. And I'm happy to be educated. So let me know. First, let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
Hello, everyone, and we're back. If you're just now joining us, my name is Nikisha Vaughn. I'm the VP of Corporate Affairs over here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and I join you live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. This is supposed to be an interactive discussion, so I did drop the link in the comments. If you would like to join us, please click on the StreamYard links. I will bring you up, and we can have a nice little business chat. But you know what? I wanted to go back to investing because there were a couple other things that I had on my notes. So we talked about like investing in yourself in general. And for that, you know, everybody's got to use investing for whatever that is for you. Wherever you're trying to go, that's the area that you need to invest in. But there's some other investing that I wanted to mention too, is that rest and relaxation is also investment. Now, I personally am not the type of person who likes long breaks of rest. I don't know why. I think it's probably just because I've been working for so many years that it's like it seems unproductive. And maybe that's like an American culture hustle thing that I need to get out of it. Listen, I'm not trying to get on anybody's couch and deal with that right now. So, okay, let's just stick with me, okay? So what I do instead is I like mini vacations, right? Like I like a good weekend vacation. I like a good overnight stay. I like a good couple hours break in the middle of the day. And I consider that my rest and relaxation because I don't feel comfortable with taking a long week off because then I think of how do I get everything prepared? And then I'm concerned the whole time I'm there. And then I got all this work that I got to do when I get back. I like things that are a little bit more bite-sized so that my absence doesn't really impact anything. So I can be gone and I can come back and it seems like business as usual. So for me, that's how I relax because the other way of relaxing with like a couple of weeks off is just way too much stress for me. It's not relaxing for me. So you have to find your way of investing in yourself to learn how to relax because as business owners, sometimes we do have a hard time turning it off. I had a friend, she was asking me the other day, she's like, I got to get you out. And I'm like, why don't I like to go out? What is wrong? Is there something wrong? I don't know. I've just learned to embrace it. I think I'm okay with who I am. I know a lot of people like work-life balance. And I think that because my husband and I have worked together for so long, all of our marriage, my kids work with us, like life and work and business, they just all blur together. So I don't have a good separation pot to be like, okay, taking off the business hat and going to go put on the mom hat. It's kind of like you're going to get a mom hat with a business hat on there. That's the only way I know how to do it. So, you know, I say all that to say that however you decide to relax, however you decide to invest, however you decide to do anything, you're right. Okay, you're right for you because you know better. You know you better than anybody. You know you better than anybody out there. No matter what anybody tells you, you know you better. So I want you to think about how you can invest in yourself in a way that's most beneficial to you. Because sometimes we think about investment as how it's going to help everybody else and not necessarily how it's going to help us. So I want you to take this as investment in yourself for yourself to help yourself, right? And some, again, back to my philosophy of being selfish for the good of others. I'm just okay with it, okay? You can be okay with it or you cannot be okay with it. I'm okay with you not being okay with it because some people are not okay with it and that's okay too. Anyways, okay, so that's what I wanted to say about investing in yourself. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, so we're going to put on a new hat, right? We talked about investing in ourselves, about relax. Now I want to talk about systems and building systems. And the reason why I'm really stuck on this, not just because I have a business that helps people build business systems, but also because systems is the thing that's going to allow you to really run, grow, and scale your business to the next level. People are wondering, what is the secret sauce of being like an independent contractor to actually owning a business and having employees and having things? And the difference is a system, because think of it like this. And this is how you can tell if you have a system. Let me ask you this. If you have a business right now that I wanted to buy, like I loved your idea and I want to buy your business. Okay, I want to buy it. Now, I'm not you, so I don't know how to do any of the things that you do. So everything that's going on right now has to still work, even though you're not there. Can I buy your business? And you not be there and everything still work? And if the answer to that is no, you don't have systems in your business. If the answer to that is yes, you do have systems in your business and you are a great category for someday mergers, acquisitions. That allows your business now to become an asset. Because if your business relies on you every single day in order for it to run, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Okay? Deep breath. It's kind of a liability. Low key, a little bit, just kind of, sort of, because what happens if you get hurt? What happens if you get sick? What happens if you just don't want to do it anymore? What happens to your income? And then guess what happens to business owners? If you've been in business for a really long time, how are you going to go and get a job? Are you mentally employable anymore? Probably not. You probably aren't in a mental space where you can actually work for somebody. After about a decade of being an entrepreneur, I'm honest. I'm going to tell you the honest truth. You probably don't have the mental capacity to work at anybody's job, which means that you're going to want to build your business, create a system, sell it as an asset, and live off of the proceeds, right? That's what you're going to really want to do. If you're really running a business and you want it to go somewhere, that's really the ultimate goal. And in order to sell your business, you're going to have systems, because businesses can't rely on you. That's just you owning your job. Oh, man. Let me just calm down, take a drink of water, guys. Yeah. And the reason I can say that is because I've owned my job. So I'm not still looking down on anybody. I know what it's like to own your job. It's the difference between you being able to get out of it and you having to be stuck in it every single day, going with the ups, going with the downs. That is the challenge of when you don't have systems in your business. So what do I always say? I don't know if you guys have heard me, but I always say that systems manage people and leaders manage systems. And so you need to have a system that's managing the people in your business. And if you don't have anybody in your business, you're just a solopreneur. Part of that is because you might not have a system. Everything requires you. Everything requires your time. Everything requires your input, your feedback, and you become the bottleneck. Systems allow you to eliminate that because systems make you think differently, right? You see, as an entrepreneur, knowing everything that you know, you are the best person to do that job. Absolutely, 100%. You can do that job quicker than anybody, faster than anybody, with less mistakes than everybody. You definitely can. But that also makes you a bottleneck because now you can't necessarily leave. Now the business completely depends on you. So, but when you put systems in charge, now you're going to be thinking about that particular function, not how you would do it or what you want. You say, okay, if somebody else is going to do that, what needs to be in place? And now you start to see the gaps that are in your business, right? Because if you say, okay, I want to give this over to somebody else, and then you start writing down all the things that they would need to do, then you start to realize, okay, there's a lot of things that they need to do that I don't have the time or the wherewithal, or it's not written down, or I can't give it to them. So let me just keep doing it. And that's how people get stuck in their business. That's how they can't, get to the next level, is because all of these things that you do so well, you're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. I just want to let you know that you are amazing. All those things that you do so well, when it's time to hand it over to somebody else, and how do you know when it's time? Ask yourself this. Would you pay somebody your salary? You should have a salary defined for yourself so you know how much you're worth if somebody wanted to book you. Would you pay somebody your salary to do that function? And if the answer is no, it's time to delegate. And if you're saying, but I can't delegate, Nikisha, because nobody can do it as well as I can. Okay, let me ask you this. Let's sit down. Let's have a heart to heart. What is it that you want in your business? Do you just want to be the main star? Have everybody depend on you? Have everything filtered towards you? You're the bottleneck. You're the key. You're the king. Do you want that to be? Or do you want it to be a system that people can rely on, that you can check in and hold everybody accountable to? So you have to decide as a business owner how you want to move forward, because the work of putting in a system, guess whose responsibility that's going to be? Yeah, baby, that's your responsibility. And that's why a lot of times people don't get around to it, because if I got to do everything in the business, but then I also got to strategize on how the business runs, when right now that strategy is just in my head. And now when I want to bring somebody on board, they're requiring everything from my head in order to do the strategy. That's not a way of optimization. That's not something that you can scale. That's not something that you can sell. And it's not something you can sustain. It's not sustainable. And why would you want to sustain it? You got to ask yourself those questions. Do you want to sustain something like that? Or do you want to structure your business in a way where you have systems in place that allow you to kind of check in on what's going on, have accountability, give information to them? That's the power of a system. And that's the great thing about AI too, is that AI is helping us to create a lot more systems. And AI is really good at pattern recognition. So when you start to go into your AI filter and you say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a system to run XYZ. Put in all those parameters. And if AI can't recommend something to you, you can also use the Codex feature on AI. I don't know if you guys use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT has a really cool Codex feature that allows you to create different programs, reports, all sorts of amazing things that you could ever possibly need. So use AI as a tool to help you get into the place of thinking of these systems. And now I want to give you a really good tip. But before I do, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then I'm going to give you an SOP tip that's going to absolutely change your life. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show.
If it plays.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Tune in as the top experts in business share their success stories, strategies, guidance, and advice to help you grow your business. With guests from the top companies to your favorite influencers, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace is the show to watch for all things business. Our conversations are strictly business. We discuss new funding options, new business initiatives, best business practices, all things business explained. We provide you with the tips you need for your business, all in one morning business talk show. Be sure to tune in. Are you a business owner? Do you have a story to share? Are you able to help our audience? Then we want you on Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Visit the website at edgetvnetwork.net and select Be a Guest to schedule your appearance today.
Are you ready to change your life? Let us help you. At Youth Build Charter School, you can get a high school diploma and kickstart your dream career in no time. We offer high school diploma programs in construction, CNA, military, college, and entrepreneurship. If you are between the age of 16 and 24 and you want to manage your studies with a job, recover your credits, or graduate early, we can help you achieve your dream. Call us at 1-888-395-4408 or visit youthbuildinlandempire.org.
All right, everyone. Welcome back. If you're just now joining us, welcome to our weekly business breakdown show. And I'm your host, Nikisha Bond, VP of Corporate Affairs over here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce. You can learn more about us by visiting us online at www.blackchamberofcommerce.org. Click on events to see some of the amazing events that we have coming up, specifically our business summit that we have coming up on May 7th and 8th, and the 9th is going to be our award ceremony. But this is a great opportunity for you to take your business absolutely turbocharge it to the next level. Click that, scan that QR code so that you can get your tickets today. And at the end of the day, at the end of the broadcast, I will give you guys a discount of $50 off if you stay tuned till the end. And if you're looking for something a little bit more fun, not so businessy, we do have our golf classic that's going to be happening on Thursday, June 18th at the Brookside Golf Course in Pasadena. It's over there by the Rose Bowl. Great little venue. You have so much fun. And you guys know so much business is done out there on the field, not necessarily in the business office. So now I did say that I was going to give you guys something that was going to transform your business. Here it is. Okay. I want you to get your pens and papers because I'm actually going to give you something that you should write down because I don't have anything to give you other than you writing it down. So documentation beats conversation. The main thing that I hear from people who are trying to scale their business or take it to the next level is always that I have people who can help me, but they don't know what to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, well then why don't you just give them the instructions so that they will know what to do? And it's like, well, I don't have that written down. Okay, well, who has it written down? Well, it's right up here. Okay, well, how do we get it up here to somewhere where I can give it to somebody? Oh, well, I'll just tell them and train them. And I'm like, well, hold on. Okay, let's say that you do that and that works. What happens when the next person comes in? Who's going to train them? And then does it mean that it's always going to take you to go and train them? Or could there be something else that we could use that allow things to go on without you being directly involved? Yes, we can. And that's called a document management system. So if you ever worked for any large organization, they usually have something called a quality manual. And a lot of times in small businesses, we don't use them because we don't think that we need them, because we're like, I don't have all these, machinery or parts and all these different things. I don't need that. You absolutely do need a quality manual system. And basically, because the quality manual, it is dictating the quality standards of the business, how things are supposed to be done, what is considered correct and what is not considered correct. And what's within that quality manual are a bunch of SOPs, which are standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures allow people to read what's supposed to be going on, what they're supposed to do, without you having to tell every single person. And these standard operating procedures are the foundation of any type of system that you're going to be building. So if you're thinking about scaling your business, you are going to want to make sure that you start creating SOPs today. And I'm going to give you a great tip on how to do that. You can also go to my website, www.nikishabond.com. And I have a video on there that talks about what I'm about to tell you right now. But this is what you want to do. First, you need to write down the steps of what you do. It doesn't have to be in a lot of detail. You just need to write down the steps of what you do every single day. So and start with like critical functions, right? So if you are someone who provides a service, so how do we talk to the customers? What programs do we use? What systems do we use? What do we say to the customer? What's the pipeline that they follow through? What are all the checks and balances? All the steps that you do to service your customer, right? Your critical operating procedure. And you're just going to write that down and just list it. You can do it in bullet points or you can do it in numbers. Then what I want you to do is you're going to take that list and then you're going to go to ChatGPT. You don't just paste that list into ChatGPT, because you want it to actually create something for you. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell it to create you a procedure with these topics. 1, it needs to have a purpose. What's the purpose of this procedure? The purpose of this procedure is to outline how we work with our customers. Scope. What is the scope of this procedure? What does this procedure cover? And what does this procedure not cover? So it covers it covers how to intake a client, but it doesn't tell you how to service them, whatever it is. Then you want to do number 3, responsibility. Whose responsibility is it to do what within this procedure? It's the responsibility of the owner to hand this off to someone. It's the responsibility of the team leader to do this. It's the responsibility of accounting to do this after the order is done. So that's responsibility. And it might be good to say responsibility and you say it's the responsibility of, and then allow chat to kind of fill it in, because it's going to have the details that you gave it later, right? And then hold on, what's the next one? Hold on, you guys, let me pull up because I have like a template that I like to use. So I want to pull that up so I can make sure that I get all the pieces together. So after responsibility, you're going to want to do, hold on. Sorry, I should have had this already ready for you guys. My bad. Okay, that's my bad. You guys can judge me for that. I didn't have it ready because I was going to go through this and then, I wasn't thinking about the tools that I was going to need in order to go through this. So, but no worries. And of course, as soon as you need your computer to work faster, it's not working faster. And then there goes my computer. Okay. Let's see. So then you want second. Okay, there we go. So I apologize. So then you want to have your definitions. What are the definitions that you use in your organization? Because a lot of times we use different acronyms or letters or things to describe things, and people outside of our organization don't know those. So you want to have a definition section. That's number 4. Number 5, you want to do safety. What are the safety protocols? What is it that we need to make sure that people are having or that they're doing and to make sure that they're safe? Now, you might be thinking, well, in my business, we don't really have any safety things because I'm just sitting at a desk. Sometimes you can put emotional safety on there. That's really key because how people talk to each other is important too. So you can put that like we communicate this way. So I always put that under safety as well. Number 6 is going to be related documents. So as you build your doc management system, this won't be the only procedure that you have. No. You'll have several procedures and you'll have procedures that reference other procedures. That's where you want to put that in related documents. Number 7 is equipment, materials. What equipment, what materials do you need in order to perform the things that are outlined in this procedure? Do you need certain machinery? Sometimes it could just be you need a computer, you need a printer, you need a pen, you need a paper. Whatever it is, you want to put your equipment and your material needs down there for number 7. Number 8 is going to be your notes. So these are just going to be general notes, like things that don't necessarily fit in the procedure. They don't fit anywhere else, but they're just things that you want people to keep in mind. They're important, so they're notes, but they're not necessarily involved in any of those other structures. And then the big part, number 9, is going to be the process. And that's going to be step 1, we do this. Step 2, we do this. Step 3, we do this. Step 4, we do this. And that comes from that list that you created before, right? So now, and then number 10 is going to be training. What is the training protocol? Who needs to send this information off to? Is this just a reference guide, or do people actually need to be trained and signed off on this? Okay, so those are the 10 points that you're going to put in. So you have what? 1, you have your list of all your operating procedures. This is just how we do it. It's just you're brain dumping it all, putting it kind of in order, bullet pointing, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. That's the process. Then those 10 inputs that I gave you, which are purpose, scope. I'm trying to remember this because I can't find my thing. Responsibility, definitions, safety, related documents, materials and equipments, notes, process, and training. Yeah, boy. Okay, put all those 10 points in there along with the definitions, and then boom, let chat take your whole procedure and write it up in a professional manner. That is what they are using in almost all ISO 9000 type organizations. That's kind of the standard that they use. Of course, there's changes here and there, but that's going to be a standard operating procedure. So you can use that for each of the critical functions in your business. So if you're thinking right now, I want to hire a virtual assistant, I want to have somebody on board. So first you want to think of what are the processes that I want them to take over? Write those down. Then for each of those processes, write down what the actual process is. Then take that process, take those 10 prompts, put it into chat, let chat write you out a procedure, and then start documenting those things. And now as you're building that list, you can have like a whole naming convention, that gets into some of the more technical pieces, but at least if you can start off with the critical functions in your business and get those documented, or start with the processes that you want to offload to somebody else so that they can have a procedure. Because again, what do we say? Say it with me. Systems manage people, leaders manage systems. So you want to get yourself into a position where you are more the architect of this business, not as much the operator of your business. But listen, I get it. You are probably going to be an operator for a while. It takes a while to kind of grow and build into that area. But that's why you want to definitely go to places like the Business Summit. That's why you want to invest in yourself. You want to continue to get better and better. Think of yourself as a continuous improvement project. I'm always getting better. I'm always learning. I'm always growing. I'm always getting better. Think of yourself that way, because when you can, then all of a sudden you start to see more opportunities available to you. Because a lot of times as business owners, we can get locked in on what we're doing, right? We can just like tunnel vision and we can miss out. And sometimes we can be really good at what we did 5 years ago, but now things have changed and you got to change. And that's happening more and more now, because business that was run before 2020 is different than business that was run after 2020. Before 2020, getting virtual appointments was kind of like, I don't know about all that. Now, almost standard in every single business. So 5 short years. So if you didn't get on the technology train, if you're not getting on the AI train, if you're not getting on some of these pieces that allow you to be competitive in the market, if you're not investing in yourself, you're going to find yourself slowly slipping back. Because guess what? What I realized about the world is that the world keeps moving forward, right? It just keeps on moving forward. So even if you just stand still and say, I'm not doing nothing, I'm not going to go backwards or forward, I'm just going to stand still. What ends up happening is that the world starts going by. And guess what? You're behind now. How did I get behind? I wasn't trying to be behind. Of course you weren't. You just stood still and you didn't grow. You didn't invest in yourself. See, it's coming full circle. I had a point somewhere in there, and it all came full circle. Somewhere you didn't invest in yourself. And because you didn't invest in yourself, you got left behind, because the world keeps moving forward. So in business, as in life, we got to keep moving and forward. So I want you to remember, 1, you need to invest in yourself. The best investment you can make in your life is in yourself. The ROI is endless, and no one can ever take away the investments that you make in yourself. That's yours, baby. That is yours, baby girl, baby boy. That is yours. You don't have to share that with anybody. Nobody can ever take it away. All the investments that you make in yourself are always yours to keep. So always invest in yourself. Also, invest in rest. Find where your balance or whatever that is to you. Sometimes it's like the moons. Men are like the sun and women are like the moon. So depending on who you are, you got to know what you're capable of. Men can get up every day and do the same thing over and over and over because that's just how they're built. Women, we wake up as different people every single day. That's how we're built. Work with how you are. Find your level of rest. Find your level of relaxation. Find your level of investment, your level of selfishness that makes you feel good, because you got to live with you at the end of the day, so that when you come back to everybody else, you can be like, hey, I'm excited. I'm here to give. I'm here to learn. I'm like here to give to the cause because I took care of me. I'm good. I don't need anything. It's like I ate before I came. I don't need any food. I ate before I came. That's how you want to be showing up to situations. You took care of you before you even got there. So you're good. How can I help? How can I be of service? And it just makes interactions a lot easier, because now it's like, I don't secretly need you to do something for me so I can feel fulfilled inside and do XYZ. We kind of snip that in the bud. So that's what I want you guys to focus on. The second piece I want you to focus on after we've invested in ourselves is really start to build systems for yourself. It's very important that you have some type of a system, because we don't want to just work at our business like a job because that wasn't why we started, right? That's not what we thought we were getting into. We thought we were buying legacy. We thought we were buying leverage. We thought we were buying time. And you are. You just have to organize your business in a way that will make that work. And that's going to come with creating systems. Because what? Say it one more time with me, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, leaders manage systems. Systems manage people. I said it backwards, but you get what I'm saying. So it's really important that we think about these things, because these are the things and the cornerstones of our business that we don't always think of, because we do need to get the next client. We do need to get the next sale. We do need to keep growing on. And we are wearing all of the hats a lot of times, or maybe just more hats than we would want to. But when we start investing in ourselves, when we started creating systems for ourselves, these types of things really start to unburden us as business owners, so that we don't have to feel so trapped in this world that we've created for ourselves. Because a lot of times, systems get built on systems that get built on systems that get built on systems. And sometimes you got to pull back and be like, hey, let's just strip it down and let's just start back from square one. I want to sell this business. How do I need to be structured? And just asking yourself that question will get you into a totally different frame of mind. Because what? Nobody looks for the recipe of an apple pie till you want to make an apple pie, right? So you're not even going to bother to look at what you would need to do in order to be a scalable, sellable business until you're ready to scale and sell. So I'm telling you, look at that, find out what that is for you, start investing in yourself so that can be your end goal, because you're on a journey. And the journey is all you got. And I want to make sure that when you're done with this journey, that there's another journey that you can get to, that there's another opportunity, that you just keep on going on plenty and many journeys. And of course, you're going to have these there moments where you win here, you didn't quite make it there. You're going to have those. But guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to look back and be like, look at all the things that I've done. Look at all the things I've accomplished. I'm so proud of me. Pat myself on the back. So I want that for you. And I think that investing in yourself and getting yourself some systems will absolutely get you there. Well, that's my time, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you guys back next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this is Nikisha Vaughn, VP of Corporate Affairs at the blackchamberofcommerce.org. Make sure that you join us. And we would love to have you. Everybody have a great evening. Good night.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here, to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.